John King for SevereMMA alongside the UFC's newest signing, Meatball, Molly McCann. Finally happened. There's been a massive campaign all over social media. Finally here. What were the emotions like when you got that call?
Do you want me to tell you how it happened?
Yeah.
It was Wednesday night and Graham Boylan's rang me and he's gone, "Oh, are you awake?" And it was like 10:30. I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I've just spoke to a sponsor about the Cage Warriors September 1st card, big money." And I'm like, "Oh my God, ring me," kind of thing. He's FaceTime me, which he's never done before. And I can see his face and then he's got a camera there. And I just thought, he's like, I'm just driving to the ferry to go to Dublin, but I thought I'd just check base and all that kind of thing. And he went, "We've got your unreal sponsorship, unreal pace, September 1st, but we're pulling the cards." I was like, "You what?" I'm sat on the toilet, John, like sat on the toilet, like what? And he goes, "Don, you've done it." I'm like, "I've done what?" He's like, "May 27th, you're on the card." And I went, you can imagine what I said, Colin. "Oh my God!" Couldn't stand up because I'm on the toilet. Scream for me Uncle John because he's in the next room and he's like, he's the one who started me on the whole journey. And I'm like, "John, we've done it. Before he's ran in, I've like pulled my pants up, washed my hands, flew down the stairs. My nan's crying, my Uncle John's crying. Graham's like buzzing because I don't think many people record people's reactions to getting into the UFC, but I think everyone knows I'm an emotional person and how much this means to me. And I'll have to send you over when I get it. He's still got it, but I'll put that online when I've been given the go.
Yeah. So we spoke about obviously it's the 3-fight deal, fighting Gillian Robertson on the May 27 card. Do you know anything about it at all? Have you looked into it at all yet?
Do you know when we spoke before and it was like, have the UFC ever come calling? And I was like, the Contender Series came, but I was like, I'm not a contender.
Yeah.
And the opportunity was there for TUF 26. Gillian was on TUF, and my goal was always get the belt first, then go in my own right as a champion. And I watched it, and I remember watching it, and I thought, you know what, there's something about her. She's all right. She got put against Barb Honchak, who's like the business of our weight division. Do you know what I mean? And you could see she was still a little bit inexperienced against the more experienced fighters. But then she fought on the semi-final. I can't remember if she got through the semi-finals or she fought on the TUF finale and she won by quite an impressive armbar. Yeah. So don't get me wrong, I'm going into this fight believing she's the toughest opponent I've ever had. But a good soundbite for you is cometh the moment, cometh the meatball. Like if the moment's opportunity, the opportunity presents itself, I'm grabbing it with two hands and not letting go. So there's no pressure on me to win this fight. I've won the world title and now I know what level I'm at. I haven't got one area where I think, I don't know, am I ready? Like, no, you throw me in and I'm gonna clean the division out. It's gonna take me about, I reckon if I win 3 fights in a row, the 4th will be the title, because I just know I'm going to be someone who the American fans are going to take to. Yeah.
It's quite a new division as well in the UFC. Do you think that's going to benefit you, kind of getting to the top a little bit quicker?
100%. I believe I've got a better record than 80% of the division. Yeah. So no one I've fought being a mug. Everyone's been experienced. Everyone's had their go at their shot and they fell short of it, and I haven't. I just think I've got something different to them. No one talks the talk like me, but I don't think I do it arrogantly. Do you know what I mean? I think some of them get it wrong in America, and like Joanna's a little bit mouthy, and then it's like, oh, shut up, just go and do the fucking job. Do you know what I mean? Where I don't know. I'm excited. I'm counting down the days again like it's Christmas, and obviously this is the exclusive. I still can't tell people, so everyone's asking me, and I'm like, don't know what you're going on about, mate. I haven't slept for a week. I found out a week I've known, haven't fucking slept one fucking sleep, and I've just been getting up, going to train, and just like, this is the dream, man. It's like if you go to amateur boxing, it's like being a boxer and going on a mad run and winning a world championship medal, and then being asked to go on the Olympic team. Yeah. And now you've got the 4-year cycle to the Olympics. It's like, I know I'm world class, and now it's like, I've just got to prove to everyone. Just give me a few fights. Let me just see what it's like on the bigger stage, because I know I perform, but do you get the UFC jitters? Are they as bad as what the world title shot is? I don't think they are. But who could have wrote this story, John? A year ago to the day I had my first pro fight in the Echo, and a year to the day I signed. I had 3 fights, won the belt, and then signed for the UFC all in a year. So it just feels right. It wasn't rushed, it wasn't forced. I didn't chase it. I said to everyone, look, meatball for UFC, get it going. And because of the fans every day saying, you can't not have it on, they listened. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
it is interesting too, obviously. When Paddy, just after he'd won the belt, it was a massive kind of thing to get Paddy to UFC, but there's an extra kind of buzz, there's more people kind of getting on the bandwagon. Do you feel that now, like people jumping on?
Yeah, I do. On Good Friday I went out and I couldn't walk anywhere without... Scousers know who you are, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I was walking into places and people was like, you're on the card, aren't you? You've got to be on the card. And these people don't know MMA, do you know what I mean? But they're like, you're meatball, you're the UFC fighter. And I slipped up, I went, yeah. And they went, oh, so you are on the card then? And I was like, you presume people think MMA is UFC. So I got caught out a few times on the weekend, I think. But I don't know what it is. People seem to be attracted to the story. And maybe it's the work ethic, maybe because... I can't tell you, just people seem to say nice things about me, and I don't get many trolls. The only trolls I get are definite, 40-year-old virgins. Honest to God, did you see that one yesterday? Normally I'd be quite explicit back to them, but I thought I'm not going to be that person. I'm just going to go, hey, my fans, get them. I say fans, my support, go and get them. So.
Yeah. What was it like, obviously, telling people that you work with, like Paul, teammates and things? What was that like telling them?
So I haven't really told anyone in here. I told, who did I tell? Paul rang me after I got off the phone with Graham, and you see my Facebook picture is he's FaceTime me, and me and my Uncle John are in the background because we've been crying for 10 minutes, and Paul's his face is like that. And Paul's supposed to, his dad paid for him, his wife and his 2 kids to go on an all-inclusive holiday to Florida for 2 weeks. Yeah. And Paul, before anyone got on the card, Paul swapped the holiday. I had to pay £400 per person to change the holiday. He will literally be there, and then straight after the fight goes to the airport. Do you know what I mean? And for him, he took a gamble. We all sat down and it was like, is it going to be me? Is it going to be Fishy? Paddy's got his own little... he's got his path he's got to go and do before he wants to go to the UFC, which everyone respects, do you know what I mean? But Paul just looked at me, and out of everyone, he knows more than anyone the tragedies, the curveballs, everything that always gets thrown at me, and he's just like, oh, girl, you've done it. And I thought, he's had people in the UFC, he's had Rosie, he's had Danny. But I think this one's going to be a little bit more special because Rosie was kind of with someone else, and then she came here, and Danny was just, that relationship was just ended quite not nice, do you know what I mean? And I just think he knows how much I love him and respect him and his family, and how much I appreciate that his family give up time with him so I can have my time with him and live my dream. So it's going to mean so much to us when we finally get the win in the Echo Arena, Jesus, tonight. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you've headlined the Echo before, you fought there a few times. Do you think it's going to be added nerves, even though it's just a bigger show? You've done it all before.
Do you know what's different? My last amateur fight was on Cage Warriors at the Echo, so I fought there 4 times, and I was the headline of the amateur card. Yeah. I'm opening the show for the UFC, the Fight Pass prelims. So I'm the first one on the card, and I'm going to set the tone. And I haven't got nerves. I genuinely believe. I genuinely believe the crowds are going to be there for when I fight. I know it. The city, if it's Scousers who get the tickets, it'll be near full capacity by that time because they support their own. So I could fight on this mat, I could fight in a car park, I could fight in the Echo. I'm still going to bring what I'm going to bring, but the Echo Arena is like it's like your tag team. It's like when the chips are down, you hear them singing Mole, 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 and it's like, here we go. Like that last fight against Bryony, I literally I was just waiting. I've got this maturity now where I'm not bull rushing. I literally waited until the time was right. But at the second I unleashed, I heard the crowd and I thought, here we go. Do you know what I mean? So I hope I get to take that around the world with me wherever I go.
Yeah. Have you thought about the little things like, you know, putting the gloves on, wearing them in, you know, getting your fight kit, things like that? Have you thought about that at all?
Do you know, I don't know, maybe the 3rd week of training MMA at Next Gen, so Rosie Sexton got signed and the UFC came down and did all pictures with her, and she passed me a glove and I was looking at it and I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. It's like getting a cap for England, a senior cap if you play football. It's like, this is it. And she went, put your hands in it. And I put my hands in it and I was just looking and I was like, oh my God, no one's going to last. And she went, thank fuck, I'll be retired by the time you've got to wear them. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing that, you know, you finally made it. No one can ever take that away from you. You could lose 3 times and get cut, but you put them on, and there's not many other people who can do that. So I've thought about staying in the hotel, getting to the arena, and it's McCann. McCann is on the back of that top, do you know what I mean? And I get to give my team a little T-shirt that's just, I've got proper goosebumps thinking about it. It's just, this is really why you do it. I love Cage Warriors and I'm going to be involved with them for the rest of my life because no one supports you like they do. But the UFC is that extra little bit step where you've got to be a little bit more all-rounded, all there together, and Cage Warriors don't half get you ready for it. So you could come from another promotion and you wouldn't be ready and you'd be like, oh shit. But coming from such a professional promotion, it's like, that last fight, I didn't have nerves. I just felt like I was coming to spar. Yeah. So I finally feel like I've got to that professional maturity where it's like, oh, this is my job. Yeah. Not like, oh, how do I deal with everything that's going on? Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But, I mean, usually the card opener, there's no buzz. There's they're there to kind of open the card.
You've seen like UFC Austin or like it's like it's dead. Yeah. You've seen. We will have all watched it because coming from Cage Warriors, UFC Dublin, half the card was from Cage Warriors, and you heard that card, and it was like, I'm telling you now, when I get out there, it's going to be cheering. Come Sam Darren Till's out, it's going to be. Could you imagine 11,000 Scousers bladdered? It's like Ireland, it's like Dublin. I know. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't think I'm even allowed to sit in the building and watch the card after it, because when I was with Bobby in Detroit, it was her hometown, she fought on UFC 218, they had to go. But when the tickets go on sale, I'm buying an extra ticket, I'm going to go out and I'm going to come back in. Like, you try and stop me watching another fellow Scouser headline the card and do one for us. So.
Yeah. I think there's going to be, I mean, for the like co-main, like these embedded things like that, do you think they're going to do something like that with you just because of the buzz you've got behind you?
I'd like to think so. I've heard rumours that something might be coming along them lines, but I do a mini-series with these 2 lads, Project Success, and we're going to do another one. I think that was a good platform and a good idea for people to actually understand what I'm about and change people's perceptions on maybe what MMA fighters are or what they do. Or I'd love to do something like that, just to let people know the story, because I'm obviously quite loud, and sometimes if I just bounce on the scene and no one's got a clue who I am, it's going to be like, who the fuck is this? Do you know what I mean? But if there was a little bit of a background, they'd be doing something wrong if they didn't. I know I spoke to the people from Everton yesterday, and they was like, the UFC's been in touch, so hopefully UFC's going to, Everton will do a big announcement. I know all the Matchroom boxing lot going. I know they've got tickets already, like Bellew or the Smiths, everywhere. Like, I'd love Tyson Fury to be there and all that, and he might be because of MTK being with Darren and that. So I spoke to Darren a couple of years ago in Brazil when I fought out there, and he was a lovely lad then. And then he messaged me 2 weeks ago going, have you had the call, kid? I was like, not yet. And he was like, it's coming. It's like I'm sitting here like a bitch waiting for it. Like I said to you in London on the Cage Wars, I was like, this living in suspense is doing my head in, because you don't know if to diet, and then if you eat, it's like, oh, what have I ate that for? And then it's like, but I don't eat. My head fell off. But I'm 4 days with no chocolate or sugar, so I normally have like one little bit of chocolate a day.
Yeah.
Not this time. This girl I'm fighting, she's not going to know what it's when she steps into that Echo arena.
Yeah. Long-term plan obviously is to win the belt, but have you laid down like a time scale yet?
Yeah.
Like, talk about that.
I literally sent someone, you know, like me, I'm like big into me, oh shit. I'm big into my, what is it, my 5-year plan.
Yeah.
So my 3-year projection, oh hang on, shit, where is it? I literally there. My 5-year projection, number 1 is win my first 3 fights. Number 2 is gain sponsorship to sustain myself so I don't have to work. Number 3 is headline a UFC fight night. Number 4 is win the belt. And number 5 is become a commentator. And that's my 5-year goals. I'm 28 next month.
Yeah.
So by the time I'm 33, I want to be doing kind of what Misha Tate does, that kind of role, and Dan Hardy in Cage Warriors. I love being involved in fighting. I don't think I'll never not be able to be involved in fighting, but in June 2016 I was in the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas and I wrote down my 3-year projection, and it was to retain the Shock and Awe title, which is like an area title down south, regional, win the world title in Cage Warriors and get signed by the UFC. So that I was supposed to do that by 2019, but it's happened by 2018. So I've always stuck to my goals, and that's what keeps me. I don't know. That's why I think I achieve what I achieve. Yeah. So yeah, you've got the projection there. So let's see if we can make that one happen.
Of course. It's the first ever show in Liverpool for the UFC, as we know. Is it? What are the chances of this becoming a regular one?
I think it's a big chance. Yeah. Like, do you know the February card that I won the belt on? Yeah. They was looking at making that on the Friday and then the UFC on the Saturday. Like, I really believe Cage Warriors and UFC have going to have a little mix here, because I've heard rumours that another promotion's going to try and go to the Echo, but it's just like it's like, no, you don't need to come here. You go and stay in Nottingham or Sheffield or wherever you want to be. Yeah, I think I'd love to see Liverpool. I'd always on the map. I said, didn't I? I'd never say no to Las Vegas, but Liverpool and New York is kind of where I'd like to set my stalls out, because it's easy for us to get to New York from here, isn't it? But it's cheaper for my family and that. But there's something special about the Echo, isn't there? It was just made for fighting and the boxing and the fight, the MMA. It's just, that's where it should be.
Yeah. Is it going to be? I mean, obviously, you don't look past the next fight, but it's a big fight. But do you have a plan of how many fights you want to have this year for the UFC?
Yeah, 100%. I want one in September and one in December. They're not going to give me all 3 fights and we fight in 1 year, but you never know. You look at Cynthia Carvella, was it? Yeah. She was just like bum. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Aaron and Ngannou, they built up quick, and I think they need to realise, like, anything can happen, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, there's Jessica Ai and there's Stipe Miocic of like Cleveland, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or and then you come to England or Europe and it's like, oh, there's Meatball and then there's Darren, or it's Meatball and it's Paddy, or me and Fishy, or I think like we come in pairs, or we come in 3s and 4s, and I think you should put good light on them, let everyone know about them, and then just build them up. So I reckon I could get 2 or 3 out easy this year, and come the end of next year fight for the belt. If my performances are what I know they can be, I don't see why not. Do you know, I mean, the division's like the champion's 5-3. Yeah. I'll be 8-1 next month. Do you know what I mean? It's like, let's go.
Before I let you go, for the Americans, the fans across the world who watch the UFC, what's the message? What should they expect from Meatball? A fan once sent me a picture and they said, you are guaranteed someone who will fight for every minute, for every second of every round, and that's all. I'm like a cowboy Cerrone. I'm just going in there. I'll leave my life in there if I can. So follow the journey, get involved, and we're going to the top. Yeah. So. Molly, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thanks.